Welcome back to the Gun Collective, everybody. I'm Foxy Brown. Today we're going to be talking about the American Tactical Omni P3P. But first, let's hear from our sponsors.
TAC Pack is an enthusiast subscription service that is focused on bringing you stuff you need straight to your door on a monthly basis. Every month is different, and you can be met with gun parts, accessories, cleaning gear, or even some bigger and cooler shenanigans. And because you're watching TGC, if you use the code TGC Knife, you'll get a free folding knife, TGC Tool, and you'll get a free pocket-sized multi-tool, and TGC Grip will get you a free AR grip. Only when you punch those in over at TACPack.com.
John got this AR-15 for $350 from Classic Firearms. Now, that was a deal of the day, but you still can find this variant for around that price if you do your shopping. I have the rifle version. You can also purchase this fine piece of American craftsmanship in a pistol form if that's more your speed. The Omni Hybrid is a polymer upper and lower receiver. It does have metal inserts in its upper and lower receivers. This is important. It needs to be reinforced. We still need that metal on metal contact for some of the parts in the AR-15, but for the most part, the upper and lower receiver are primarily polymer. Even the fire control group, to my surprise, was plastic. The fire control group is made out of Safety First Nano Composite, which is just a fancy term for plastic. For this test, I wanted to simulate a rigorous 3-day carbine course. It's a total of 1,500 rounds broken up over 3 different range sessions, so about 500 rounds per range session. I used a variety of ammunition. On the American Tactical website, they say that they would not recommend running steel case in this platform. Now I felt like I had to, so I ran steel case in it just to push it a little harder. The first 500 rounds had no lubrication on the gun. I ran the gun dry for the first range session, and there were no hiccups at all, nothing to report. Boringly reliable to my surprise. The second range session is when things got interesting. I started out with just a basic Burndown, so around 4 to 5 mags. Around the 91st round, I got a failure to extract. This could be the ammo, this could be the gun. It was easy to fix, and I stuck the same magazine right back in the gun, and it finished it out fine. So, full disclosure, take that for what it's worth. I did have a failure to extract. Again, I'm not sure if that was the weapon or the ammo. Oop, got a malfunction.
So that's 91 rounds at malfunction.
Okay, and it's a failure to extract. So the spent casing is in there. Didn't pull that one out. And it tried to put another one in behind it, naturally, because the bolt went where it's supposed to. Now I'm gonna have to mortar it. You're gonna wanna see this. Ooh, this rail is hot. As the second range session progressed, I decided to throw a few more variables in there. I took some Pennsylvania dirt, opened up the chamber, chucked it in there, closed the bolt. I thought for sure this is where this gun either blows up or best case scenario just doesn't work at all. But she's got But to my surprise, it ran mag after that without any hiccups, no hesitation at all. Took the gun down to the pond, threw it in there to rinse it off, give it a good cleaning, pulled it out, ran a couple more mags. Still no issues on my second trip to the range. With one caveat, I felt that the safety was starting to become very stiff. The safety's starting not to work. Could be grit in there, could be something out of a line, I wasn't sure. It just felt unusually stiff, but I didn't mess with it, didn't play with it. Put the gun away soaking wet. When I took the gun out for the third rain session, I noticed that the safety was really, really hard to manipulate. I could move it, but barely. Shot a couple rounds and I could tell that this thing was getting progressively worse. So I needed to stop, take the rifle back to the back of the truck, open it up and see what was going on in there. Obviously it had gone through water, mud, dirt. There could be things in there, grit. Tapped it, blew it out a little bit, took the safety out of the AR-15 and noticed that the hammer still wasn't dropping with the safety out of the lower receiver. Continued to wiggle stuff around a little bit, blow on it, and I could get the hammer to finally go forward. Closed up the AR-15 with the safety out of it and proceeded to fire 2 to 3 more mags through the Omni. I felt like the problem was resolved, put the safety back in, the AR-15 back together, and it continued on with no issues. Now, was there dirt and grime in the fire control group? Yeah, probably. If there was metal components in there, would it have been a different story? I don't know. I'd like to think it would be, but for a split second there, the gun was down. It did not operate, couldn't get the safety to turn on or off, and the hammer wouldn't drop even with the safety out of it. So, banged it around a little bit, blew it out, and then the gun was back to normal. Take that for what it's worth. After that, again, the gun ran perfectly fine. So wrapping up that little test, in conclusion, I'd have to say this gun actually outperformed my expectations. I didn't think it would make it past really 500 rounds without having significant issues, and then after the dirt, I thought for sure it wasn't going to work. There are some bright spots to this gun, even though it's primarily made of polymer. The barrel and bolt carrier group are perfectly fine. It has what looks like a phosphate bolt carrier group, full auto bolt carrier group, and the barrel is a 16-inch barrel, 1/8 twist, 5.56 chambering, and it has the gas block pinned on, which is kind of rare to see when you get a AR-15 from a manufacturer now. Usually they'll have set screws, but the gas block isn't pinned on. This has set screws and it's pinned on. It's not going anywhere. Typically when you heat up an AR-15, the gas block is the first thing to move, walk off, either rotate out of position or move forward, and this causes gas issues. To see it pinned on there, that actually gives me a lot of confidence. I think the Omni Hybrid is a great gun for the casual shooter. I don't think it's quite there yet as a reliable, tried and true platform. It's still made out of polymer. Obviously it did have a couple issues, nothing that couldn't be fixed relatively easy. But if you're a casual shooter, a weekend shooter, this gun has a low investment cost with a high rate of return for what you're putting into it. Even if you just want an AR-15 as a rainy day gun or investment gun, $350 doesn't really break the bank. And it's one more thing you can fight gun control with. As I always say, the best way to fight gun control is to buy more of this stuff. The more of it that gets in circulation, the harder it is to confiscate, regulate, etc. So guys, that's the Omni Hybrid. We're gonna keep shooting this and we'll keep you up to date on how it goes. This isn't a long endurance test by any means. It is just a short snapshot that produced some very interesting results. Leave me a comment down below. I wanna hear from you guys. Maybe you have some experience with the American Tactical AR-15s. As always, we wanna hear from you guys. We wanna talk with you guys. My name is Foxy Brown. Thank you for watching this video. Subscribe to the Gun Collective. Go check us out on Facebook and Instagram. We'll see you on the next video.
Yep, it's over, but don't worry, you can click on the video up top to watch last week's show, and the one below that is the one that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Check them out and let me know what you think.